You guys have the same
Same dad.
same father.
Yes.
How'd you guys find this out?
Like a family reunion.
Reunion gathering type of situation.
What was that like when you find out that you're brother and sister?
Scary.
Scary. It's like so she wants to introduce me to.
So you got to understand that, you know, I know y'all had to read the caption, but that is true. Y'all read that? Y'all see that? Couple goes viral after finding out they are brother and sister at family reunion. Very, very young kids. To me, they are kids. They're damn near children to me. And their siblings. This is what's going on in the world today.
Her favorite auntie, you know? And one thing led to another, and I find out that my pops had Azariah a few years before he had me.
Yeah, so I was the firstborn.
She was the firstborn, and yeah.
How'd that
And
make
then
you-
dad just had a whole bunch of other kids. And
you know.
Let me speak to the community, black community, and it ain't just the black community. Other communities probably have this same issue. It's one thing for this to happen in your family. It's another thing for them to go out there and share their story. It's not positive. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a deep-rooted message in this. But black men and black women, we need to take things more serious when it comes to just sleeping around, because you never know. You got all these kids running around, they don't know each other, and they start dating, and now you really got a problem when one of your grandbabies is by two of your babies. That's just disgusting thinking about it. I wasn't really sure if I was going to cover this, but I feel like I believe this is something that's important to talk about. This is because of broken homes and irresponsible sex. That's what this is. Being sexually irresponsible and just breaking up homes left and right. Not even breaking up homes. I'm sorry, creating broken homes. Building a home on a crappy foundation with the cheapest and worst material is what's going on. Let's listen to their story, man. This is crazy. And let me share what you think in the comments about this. I know it's disgusting, but just break something down, or maybe you know some stories that are crazy like this or even more wild.
He was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home type of situation.
Nah, your father wasn't a Rolling Stone. Your father was disrespectful. Your father had no self-respect, and your father's disgusting. Respectfully.
How many kids does your dad have?
20.
Your dad has 20 kids.
20.
So
including the one he just had.
Oh, no, like 21 now. Yeah, 21 now. So.
your dad stays busy.
Yo, what is this? Is this AI? I'm going to start. When I see crazy things, I always got to consider the fact that this world is this crazy, or if it's AI. This probably might be AI, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
How did this make you feel, Azariah?
I know a few people like on his side of the family was like, oh, like that's weird and this and that, and didn't agree with it at first. But then it's just like, when he put it how he put it, like, how is it weird? She grew up how she grew up, and she didn't really have nobody, no brothers, no sisters, no.
It's not about the backstory of like y'all not knowing that each other is siblings that I think is weird, that they're not understanding. I think it's the fact that they still rocking and they're going through with it. And I know that's a sensitive conversation and a sensitive subject. But for you guys that don't know, like, one of the reasons why it's disgusting and also unsafe to have children with someone in your family, which I can't believe I have to even explain this to people, is because of a lot of birth defects. The genetics, it's just get too wild in there. It's almost like over seasoning food, putting too much gas in your car, putting too much oil in your car. Like, it's too much, like, genetically, it causes a lot of problems. This is crazy. Got a couple more seconds.
Nothing like that, and we just kind of.
So you grew up without family.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't.
Yeah. So they grew up without family, but this right here, that's still not an excuse. Okay, I just want you guys to know that it's still not an excuse, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you date, when you meet somebody, and it shouldn't even be dating, it should be courting. When you meet somebody, you start courting that person, you meet family. Sit down. Tell me about your parents. What's your mom's name? What's your dad's name? I think it's just a little weird that y'all got all the way to sex and pregnancy before realizing that you guys had the same dad. Y'all never said, yeah, my dad's name is such and such, and he has X amount of kids, and he's been doing this, that, and the third. Like, I understand that children grow up without their family, and there's some fatherless homes and there's some motherless homes, and there's a lot of irresponsibility going on. And for me, it's just like, you still should have the kind. If you guys know how to perform sexual intercourse, then you guys obviously know how to have a conversation and ask questions. At the same time, I feel bad for these youngsters because it's like, you guys have been misguided, and there's no proper representation on showing you how to properly do things before ending up in situations like this. Now, this is a very strange and rare situation that you should have to talk to your kids about, but this is the importance of having family. This is why it's important to live around family, to have one family. This is why I get frustrated, and at the same time I laugh at the ignorance and the stupidity of people saying marriage is just a piece of paper. No, marriage is a huge foundation for family. And when mom and dad decide to get married and become husband and wife, and they have children, everybody knows who each other is. And then when aunts and uncles and cousins are living in the same community, you know who your cousins are. But in our community, we move away. We don't really get together unless it's a funeral, a birth, or a holiday, and nobody knows anyone. And then you end up with one of your relatives, in this case, siblings. Now, the daddy was out here being wild, and I'm going to blame the mamas too, because how does this man get away with having 20 children? Obviously in the same town if they met. This is really sad. It's disgusting, but it's sad. And I feel for that child, because that child, golly, man. Your auntie, mama, and uncle, daddy. Really? In our community, we have a lot of rebuilding to do, and I got faith that it'll happen. But my main message in this video, make sure you know who your family is. I have been blessed enough to have a parent that is deep into genealogy, so I know what famous people I'm related to and share blood with. I know a lot of stuff, and we've found out some very tough things in my family through genealogy and technology, right? But please take the time to get to know the person that you're dating. Know their parents' names and their siblings' names before you decide to date and do the do. That's my message to younger people. Okay? My message to the community is, this is an example why marriage isn't just a piece of paper. This is an example of why family is important. This is an example of why it's probably not always a good idea to have double-digit amount of kids by multiple women or men, for some of y'all women that move like that, because these are the potential risks that you guys don't think about. Straight up. Anyways, I'm dying to know what you guys think about this. Please share your comments in the comment section. If you haven't already, like and subscribe the video. But most importantly, share some stories if you know any similar scenarios and stories like this. All right. Anyways, you've been tuning into Thoughts of Dizzy on the Epic Lounge Network. Until next time, peace. Bitch, I might be classy more with the ghetto juice. Henny sipping with no excuse. Young king, black Zeus, cigar lick in them black suits. Young man, old soul, one man, 100 goals.